Hello, class. This is your day 3 of week 9. And it's the same thing that you've been doing along for days 1 and 2, but I'm still going to do some examples just in case somebody needs to see it. Okay, in this lesson for day 3, it's the same goal that we've been working towards in days 1 and 2. It says subtract mixed numbers. And I did notice that at the beginning of day 3, you actually have a fraction. You have a mixed number minus a fraction. Okay, but for the rest of the lesson, it's subtracting mixed numbers. And the directions simply say to subtract. But you guys already know that you always check and see if there's any decomposition that needs to be done. And there is, because 5 minus 0, you can do that, but then 1 minus 3 is not possible because 1 is smaller than 3. So then let's decompose 5 and let's borrow 1 whole from 5, which is going to leave us with 4 aside. And then the one that we're borrowing, you guys already know it. We write it as a fraction, which would be 4/4 since we're working with fourths. And then we've been adding the small fraction 1/4 to 4/4 to make a bigger fraction, which is going to be here 5/4. And then I guess we can rewrite the 4 here. And then we can rewrite the rest of the subtraction. So 4 and 5/4 minus 3/4. Okay, so now we may go ahead and subtract here. So again, 4 minus 0 is still 4, but then 5 minus 3 is 2/4. And so the answer is going to be 4 and 2/4. And I can already hear people saying or 4 and 1/2 because 2/4 is 1/2. Okay, so that's that one. So again, you have a mixed number minus a fraction right there. This one, it seems to me like they're giving us a choice to skip it, but you can do it. It's easy, and it's always good to practice a little extra or extra practice to get extra practice. Now, the rest of the problems in this lesson do have mixed numbers. And so let me do one example of those. Even though it's the same thing that you were doing yesterday, we're still subtracting. And then again, 4 minus 1 works. 4 is bigger than 1, but then 1 minus 3 doesn't work because 1 is smaller than 3. So we decompose and borrow a whole from 4. So I am putting 3 aside, right? And then I am borrowing 1, which I rewrite as a fraction. And the fraction is 5/5. Then I add 1/5. Okay. And then now, instead of having 1/5, I am going to have 6/5 because 5 plus 1 is 6. And then I rewrite that 3 that I put aside, rewrite it in there, and I rewrite the rest of the subtraction. So 3 and 6/5 minus 1 and 3/5. Right, and then we go ahead and subtract. 3 minus 1 is 2. And then 6 minus 3 is 3/5. So the difference or the answer is going to be 2 and 3/5. And then you go back here and you write the answer in the original equation. And that's it. That is it for the rest of the problems. And I believe that that's all you have for day 3 because this is still day 3. Okay. So again, the ones that are crossed out, you may skip them. But if you want extra practice, then you're welcome to solve those as well. And that's it for day 3.